Hey everybody, welcome back to the Sonic Chronicle. My name is Owen, and today we've got another release radar review. There's a couple of different bits and pieces in this list that are of interest, but before we do get into the video in full, please do hit the like button if you like what I do over here. Please do leave me comments in the comment section below, because I had some lovely comments on the last video that I did. And it was great to jump in and have a chat and to talk about old stuff here in Ireland, and that was on television, like the old Other Voices stuff, and John Kelly and Mystery Train. Yeah, it was great. It was great to kind of reminisce about that stuff. So please do leave me comments, because I love to engage with you. Of course, also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like what I do here. If you like the Release Radar reviews, if you like the Casually in Conversation series, please do let me know. Hit the subscribe button and you will be provided with the videos as soon as they go live on the channel into your subscription feed. I've also done a couple of mashups on the channel lately, which have been proven to be a little bit popular, which is nice. So there was the Crazy Sweet by Hosier, and then most recently I had some help to fly, a mashup of I had some help by Post Malone and Morgan Wallen and Tom Petty's Learning to Fly, and that was really fun to make. So maybe we'll do a few more of those in the future. Anyway, let's jump into the release radar. We're going to start off up here at the top with Zeal and Ardor, Fend You Off. Classic. So Zeal and Ardor love to do these kind of like instrumental music box pieces on their albums. There's 3 or 4 of them on their first album to kind of act as like a through line in the album. So I guess they're going to do the same thing on this recent one. This is a bit heavier than one of the more recent ones, from what I recall. It's cool though. Oh, I thought they were going to keep going there and like move into a different chord progression, or at least continue the chord progression. I kind of like the way that they did that drum fill there and then into the lyric. But I don't know if I'm feeling this. I don't know if there's a lot of energy here for my liking. Yeah, I'm not in love with this. It's cool. It's got some real vigor to it in some places, but I just don't feel a lot of energy, which is kind of what I like these days. Maybe it's something in the production here that hasn't built, or it's not as big as it could be. But we do have another 2 minutes to go, so I think I'd like to hear some of those vocal layers build. Oh, is this where it's going to get energetic? I don't think I like that beat, that drum pattern there. I feel like it's a little bit intrusive. It gets in the way a little bit, maybe. This song is okay. I'm not in love with it. A little bit disappointed with the tracks generally that Zeal and Ardor have released so far. The first one was quite good, the second one less good, and I think that I like this one even less. So it's a pity, because I do quite like Zeal and Ardor. Oh. This is kind of interesting. Across the last 40-50 seconds though. Not enough. And I feel like maybe it's a bit murky, a bit muddy in terms of the mix. Which is a pity. Again, I like Zeal and Ardor. I like to see them succeed. I like to see them do well and produce good music. And I don't think that this is as good as they can do. A real pity. We're going to jump over a couple of things here because we've listened to some of this already, and I just don't really want to listen to Coldplay, frankly. We're going to skip over Atomic City. It's a remix by Tiesto. We're going to skip over I Went Dancing by Sufjan Stevens. Dancing with My Sister by Sufjan Stevens, because it's from the Seven Swans album. That was like his second album they ever released. It has some really, really good songs on it, but we're just going to skip over it for now because it's a little bit old hat. What we're going to do is we're going to jump forward a little bit here. We're going to listen to Her Eyes by The Cost and Serj Tankian. Let's give it a go. That's definitely Serj. He's got a great voice. even when it's not like singing. I like this. This is bouncy. This has some energy. Like, it's very basic, very simple. Effective, though. And the tones are really good, actually. Who are the Costs? Let's talk about these guys a little bit here. 3 of them. Is that? Yeah, it is. Oh, this is the band that Estepario was in. Estepariano. I didn't recognize the name, but I recognize it now. Interesting that they got Serj. I think this is the second song of theirs, The Costs, that I listened to that I've really liked as well. Oh, that's very cool. Those little things are just keeping interest. And I'm sure are very fun for the performer live as well. I feel like everything is sitting nicely in this mix. It's well produced. No notes. Serj is doing a great job here as well. Great vocals in the choruses there. But what would you expect from Serj Tankian? I'm just really enjoying this. Just bopping along. The beat's really good here. It's really keeping the energy going. Really bouncy. Like, you can pretty much see people headbang into this at concerts already. It'll be insane live. Like, top tier live act, I'd say. Right, we're gonna jump ahead a little bit here, and what we're gonna do is maybe we'll listen to Just Like 73, the Tom Morello version by Def Leppard. Let's give this a listen here. Is this like Just Like 73? That's an actual Def Leppard song, is it? Oh no, this is just like a brand new single. Interesting, but when they say it's a Tom Morello version, like, have they released a couple of versions of this? Oh no, it's just Tom Morello is on it. What a weird way to say featuring Tom Morello. It's really cheesy. I think it's a little bit outdated here, to be honest with you. I'm not sure there's a place for this in music today, to be honest with you. Like, don't get me wrong, I love like bands like Kiss and the like, who are very glam. But yeah, this is just old hat. It feels like it was recorded in the 70s and 80s, or in the 80s at the very least. It's not for me. It's not for me. It's not to say that I don't like Def Leppard. I do. But I like their stuff from the 80s that was made in the 80s. And the 90s as well, obviously. That was from that time. That was of that time. And you have that context. But releasing that with that sound in this day and age, it's a bit lame, I think. Oh, here's the Tom Morello guitar solo. Tom Morello's guitar solos, when he's actually playing guitar, like those of Audioslave, are not particularly good, in my opinion. And that is also the case here. Don't get me wrong, Tom Morello is a very creative, very interesting guitarist when he's not just playing guitar, when he's like messing around with effects and messing around with his instrument in terms of like switches on it and that kind of thing. But it doesn't blow me away in terms of his guitar solos. It tends to be very straightforward. Yeah, it's a bit Def Leppard by numbers. It does nothing. It goes nowhere. It's if I asked someone to write a brand new song in the style of 80s Def Leppard, that is what they would come up with. This doesn't have to be written by Def Leppard. It feels like it's a a tribute act doing Def Leppard. All right, let's listen to Sunrise by Oscar Hartland. I have no idea who this guy is. 400 monthly listeners, good for him. Music, uniqueness, and passion into one place. Writing for the who don't yet understand themselves. Guitars that give a bittersweet feeling inside, bass that travels through you, and vocals that stick with you. There are none of these things here. Is this his only song? Yeah, this is the only song. It's a single. Nothing that he has described is on this song. Is there a little bit too much compression in here? On the drums, at least. The drums feel like really tight, really dense. And I don't mean that like this. Oh, we sound really tight. I mean that in like a very compressed sound. I'm sure the vocals would stick with you if they were a little bit higher in the mix. It's a pretty good pre-chorus. Or is this the chorus? Oh, I guess that's just the chorus. It's not bad for a chord change. It's an interesting selection. It's a little bit like Jerry Cinnamon. This is the beginning of the rest of your life. Better start grafting 'cause you're running out of time. No, it's not Belter. It could be a canter. That's the one. It's quite similar to that in terms of its chord progression. And the guitar sound is quite similar. Again, like this is an issue that I had with what was it? Loss of Innocence by Third Chance, or can't remember what they were called. Anyway, it was very compressed sounding, and I think that that's the same problem here. So is that just a thing that people are doing now? Are they overly compressing their songs? I like to have a little bit of space in the mix, you know? I like to be able to hear the individual things like ringing out. And that compression just really dampens, really kills some sounds, particularly in the drums, which is why I commented on it here. So I don't know if that's a thing that people are doing now. If it is, they should stop. Okay, we're going to listen to Halestorm, I Prevail. We'll see what this is about. I quite like Halestorm from what I recall. Or do I? Let me double check here. Oh, wait, maybe I don't. Am I thinking of Halestorm? Yes, I am thinking of Halestorm. They're the fun pirate band. These are not the fun pirate band. And who are I Prevail? Bunch of lads. Bunch of lads with nearly 5 million monthly listeners. Halestorm have 0 monthly listeners, apparently. That feels like a bug. This is kind of fun, though. Wait, did I see? Did they do a cover of Bad Romance? I like the drums here. There's something a little bit, maybe South American about that beat. This is pretty fun. I quite like this, to be honest. I think it's got more attitude and more energy than any of the other metal songs that we've listened to, apart from maybe what did we listen to? Actually, yeah, it probably does have the most energy of metal songs that we've listened to lately. Oh, that's neat. Very abrupt. Got my attention immediately. I like it. Just push that fader up a little bit. Oh, neat. I was enjoying it before. Now I really like it. This is good metal. Oh, yeah. Give me that. It kind of reminds me in places of In This Moment. So songs like Blood. But yeah, it's cool. I like this. Just gonna stick that on the old Sonic Chronicle Highlights playlist. It's a public playlist, by the way. If you want to go search for it on Spotify, you can have access to this too. Oh, that's it? Oh, good ending. Again, abrupt ending. I'm going to listen to one more song. I'm going to listen to If I Can't Have You by the White Gates Band. I like this, but I feel like those guitars should have been bigger in the production, higher in the mix. I think that they've had some volume dropped on them by a couple of dB, and I don't think it's done them any favors. Maybe they'll need to be re-recorded. Who are the White Gates Band? 924 monthly listeners. Essex-based band. Oh, it plays PRS. Cool. Oh, this is the chorus? I thought that was going somewhere for a second. I kind of think that maybe this riff should have been brought in for the chorus. Because I think that the chorus riff and the chorus part was a little bit too similar to the verse part. That it's kind of like, oh, is this the chorus? Is it not? So maybe bringing in that very different riff from the intro in as the chorus would have been a bit better. I feel like the levels are good though in the mix. It's just that, you know, maybe they were recorded too loud and then had to be dropped down in the mix in terms of some of those guitars, as I mentioned earlier. Yeah, like this really feels like the pre-chorus. And maybe it is supposed to be the pre-chorus. I'd like to, if I can't have you, something along those lines here. Yeah, you could add some big vocals or big backing vocals in there. Guitar solo isn't doing much. Middle section isn't doing much, yeah. It's got some really cool ideas. It's got some really good ideas in here. But I still want that little bit more difference between the verse and the chorus. So you could make this massive. And also it would make it a shorter song, which, you know, is fine. Right? It like I feel like if the song was shorter, her vocals are great here actually. If the song was shorter, I think it would maybe do it like a little bit more of a favor. Like cutting off like maybe half a minute to get it down to a nice radio friendly like 3-minute bracket. That would be really good. Because they've got a great look. Oh, that's neat. Oh, they've got a great look. She's got a great voice. Just a couple tweaks. A couple of tweaks and they could be massive. A little bit more thought, maybe a little bit more care going into the song. The arrangements. Yeah. It's a fine song. I'm probably going to forget it, is the thing. But there's a lot to like there. Anyway, we're going to leave it there for this episode for this week. Thank you so much for stopping by and for listening to the music with me. What did we listen to today? What did we listen to? We listened to Zealand Ardor. We listened to Her Eyes by the Cost and Serj Tankian. We listened to Def Leppard, Just Like 73 with Tom Morello. We listened to Sunrise by Oscar Hartland, overly compressed. And we listened to Can You See Me in the Dark by Halestorm and I Prevail. It was really good. Really liked it. And If I Can't Have You by the White Gates Band, which, you know, could be better, but, you know, has a really cool sound. But yeah, thank you so much for stopping by and for listening to some music for me. If you like this video, please do go ahead and hit the like button. It helps me out greatly. Leave me comments in the comment section if you have any comments on anything we listen to here as well. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this kind of stuff in the future, dropped directly into your subscriber feed. For now though, thank you so much for stopping by and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.